When most people say, I want to start an online business, they jump to two options, Amazon FBA or Shopify. And both sound simple, right? Amazon already has millions of shoppers, and Shopify lets you have your own store and own style. But here's the thing that no one tells you. Both comes with its own trade-offs and can risk you draining your profits before you even get started. So today I'm walking you through if you're the one that's building it from scratch. We're looking at real numbers, real trade-offs, and a founder that's trying to make it work. Even if you're not a finance person, I promise. It's going to make sense. All right, so without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right in. But as you know, first, we have to look at startup costs and your initial investment. Let's picture that you saved up $5,000 to start this side hustle that you've been planning for months. You open a business bank account, transfer the money, and now it's time to choose. Amazon FBA or Shopify. With your Amazon FBA, your $5,000 disappears fast. First, you wire money to your suppliers overseas, and that orders your first batch of products, and then you pay shipping to Amazon's warehouse. Then you wait, and you don't touch that money until someone buys your first products. Now, let's switch to scene. With Shopify, you feel like you're saving money. $29 a month for your store, and then you have $12 for your domain, and this is for your website and emails. And maybe $100 for a clean theme. And in this case, you still have most of your $5,000 left until ads start. Facebook ads, TikTok creators, and maybe search engine optimization tools. This is also referred to as SEO. And suddenly that $5,000 is gone. It's not tied to a product, but it bought attention. Now people in the marketplace know that you and your products exist. But here are the trade-offs. Amazon risks your cash on inventory, and Shopify risk it on visibility. And now you choose which business model you want to go with. All right, so now let's dig into traffic and audience access. This is where things start to get real. Running an Amazon business is just like setting up a shop in Times Square. Millions of people are walking by every day. You don't have to physically go out and find customers. They're already there, just walking by via foot traffic. But the thing about this is good luck standing out from all the other competitors around Times Square. Reviews, search rankings, and sponsorships decide who wins the space. Shopify, on the other hand, is just like opening up a boutique store in a quiet neighborhood. No one knows you exist. Not yet. So what you're doing on your end is you're running ads, posting content, and DMing influencers just to get foot traffic clicks. But here's the beauty. Once someone finds you, they're yours. You can retarget them, email them, and then talk to them over and over again if you choose to. But don't take that as blowing up their inbox. You do not want to seem desperate. But the key takeaway is Amazon gives you traffic and Shopify gives you ownership. So now that we talked about marketing, we have to pivot to branding and customer control. And this is not the dictatorship customer control that I'm talking about. But put yourself in a customer's point of view for a second. Think about the last time that you purchased something from Amazon. Do you remember the seller's name? I mean, unless you had a bad review, then probably not. All you remember is that product that you bought in the 2-day Amazon Prime delivery. That right there is Amazon's strength and your weakness as a seller. They own the customer, the platform, and the trust. If you put that figuratively, you're just one in a million vendors that are just renting that space in the mall. On Shopify, you have more ownership. It's your store, your product, your design, your brand, and your email list. Someone buys once, you can build that relationship for life. Now that right there, my friend, is how you turn one transaction into a brand that sticks. The sellers who win aren't the ones that are pushing their products constantly. They're the ones that's building long-term customer value. So whether you're running an Amazon store or building a Shopify brand, you're not just selling products, you're managing money. And regardless if it's for personal or business, on mtmediaco.com, that's what I show you exactly how to build systems. And when you learn how money talks, that's when you can flip the script and actually make it work for you. So after this video, check out mtmediaco.com. It's the resource I wish I had before I got started. And also, if you're not committed yet, what are you doing? Let's go ahead and lock in with a like and subscribe to our channel. All right, let's get right back into it. Fulfill fulfillment and logistics. Here's where the real grind kicks in. So go ahead and start brewing your coffee. With Amazon FBA, you never touch a single box. They store, ship, and handle all the returns. It's convenient until the fees hit. Every item that's stored too long adds on extra fees day by day. And every oversized box eats into margin as well. But Shopify flips it. You control the fulfillment until it's midnight and you're taping boxes while arguing with your third-party logistic companies. And chances are you're arguing because they're being late with shipments. It's more work, but you call the shots. Amazon feels automated, but Shopify feels more personal. One's easier, the others is fully your responsibility. And you know, at Money Talks Media, we have to talk money. So let's dig into cost structure and profit margins. For this one, you need to turn your volume up because we're about to talk numbers. Let's suppose that your product sells for $30 each. On Amazon, there's a few costs that you must consider. Number one is referral fees. This is typically between 8 to 15%. The second are FBA fees. The third is storage. This is basically where your product lives. And then lastly is shipping. And as you know, this depends on how big your box is or how heavy the product is. And after you pay for everything, you'll walk away with roughly $8 per sale. Now let's think about it in the Shopify lens. That same $30 product might have net profit of $15. And remember, net profit is revenue minus expenses. But the thing about Shopify is you can drive all the sales yourself without those hidden fees in between. But remember earlier how I talked about the significant ad spend? Yeah, that's real. Because you've already spent $20 on ads just to get that customer in the first place. And at this point, you're now in the red. So the real question is, which business model makes more? Amazon chips away at your profits with those hidden fees, and Shopify burns it through acquisition costs. You're always paying, just in different ways. It just depends on if you're thinking about short-term profits versus long-term profits. With the Shopify model, it suggests that you're thinking about long-term customer value. And Amazon is about short-term flips with more volume. And personally, I'm more of a long-term thinker, so I would lean more Shopify. But at the end of this video, I'll clear up on which business model works best for you. Now let's dig into the power moves: risk, challenges, and hybrid strategies. But as you know with business, every founder has nightmare stories, and we're about to dig into both. But first, let's start off with Amazon. Your account gets suspended overnight. Fees quietly rise, or even competitors copy your listings. All it takes is one email from Amazon and your business is frozen. Now let's switch into Shopify nightmare stories. You spend thousands on ads that don't convert, or a shipment that gets stuck in customs, or even a one-star review that tanks your trust. The key takeaway is you own the businesses, but you also own the stress too. But that's just a part of the business game. The smartest founders play both sides. They launch on Amazon to test demand and build cash flow fast. And then they transition to loyal buyers on Shopify. And that's how they own the data, the audience, and the margin. Amazon gives you reach, Shopify gives you resilience. But together, they give you power. So the big question is, which model wins? The truth is there is no one size fits all. If you're chasing quick wins, instant validation, and quick cash flow, go with Amazon. But if you're building a brand that creates legacy and can't get changed by the policy, then go with Shopify. And to be honest, I'd go the hybrid approach and then end with Shopify. I'm a long-term person, but that is the power play on how to build freedom, not just income. So here's your move. Drop a comment below. Would you rather go with Amazon, Shopify, or with both? But as you know, let's continue to stay locked in if you want the business moves that could actually change your life. But keep me updated on how your journey goes. Thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.